protects our most foundational rights. And yet, under the amendment we're debating today, that 49 Democrats have signed their name to, the First Amendment would, in fact, have crossed out the freedom of speech. Why? Because 49 Democrats have co-sponsored a constitutional amendment that is currently on the floor of the Senate being voted on this week that would give Congress blanket authority to regulate political speech. From the dawn of our republic, we have respected the rights of citizens to express their views. It is the right upon which every other civil liberty is predicated. But in the Democratic Senate of 2014, citizens' free speech rights are tools for partisan warfare. Mr. President, this proposal before the Senate is, bar none, the most radical proposal that has been considered by the United States Senate in the time I have served. 3 questions that every one of us should ask. Number 1, should Congress have the authority, the constitutional authority, to ban movies? Number 2, should Congress have the constitutional authority to ban books? And number 3, should Congress have the constitutional authority to ban the NAACP from speaking about politics? Now, my answer to these 3 questions is unequivocally, unquestionably no. And yet, every single Democrat who has put his name on this amendment has no choice but answer yes to all 3 of these questions.
And they come back covered in blood. But they felt clean. Now, why did they feel that way, Major? Because they were clean.
Well, in this video, we are going to discuss the ACLU and the Free Speech Coalition are beginning to, literally, they're going to war against the right and the left concerning situations. I mean, finally, the ACLU is doing the job they're supposed to do, is to protect the civil liberties of the American citizen. Because you have those like Chuck Schumer out there and many others who should be already gone from their Senate seats, that they should no longer be in office because basically they're not doing the job they were sent to Washington for. And this is one of the reasons why, is Section 230. And basically they want to change the things on Section 230 that would just bring censorship in the guise of protecting children. And I've said this in multiple videos. It has nothing to do with pornography. It has nothing to do with protecting children. It has nothing to do with protecting women. It is literally just pure censorship.
When everything breaks at the seams and you feel like you're losing belief, damn it, you just gotta stay strong when it all falls apart and goes wrong, when you feel let down and so lost and it feels like you can't hold on. Well, damn it, you just gotta stay strong, 'cause sometimes things go wrong and one day everything's gone, but you can make it out and move on. So damn it, you just gotta stay strong.
You know about Section 230. We haven't discussed it in a bit, but it is coming back up in the news again, especially now with the United Kingdom's new online, which I'm calling the online censorship bill. Basically, it's going to be very intrusive. If you're in the UK, and before this, I don't know if it should have started by this point. But basically, if you're watching this on a VPN or something to that nature, or somewhere in the world other than the United Kingdom, you know that they basically are able to pull your text messages. They're able to know what you're saying, what you're watching, what you're doing online. And this is the thing we have to be very vigilant here in the United States, because they want to do the same thing here. They want to shut down. We've talked about North Carolina, the situation there. They tried to sneak in a bill that was disguised as, basically a school bill, and they snuck in age verification in there. And hopefully the courts will slam that out and slam the politician who did that. But now what we're getting is that the ACLU and the Free Speech Coalition are raising objections to the Senate's new Section 230 busting bill. And this is from XBiz. An ACLU-led coalition of civil rights groups and groups representing the LGBTQ individuals, sex workers, journalists, and libraries issued an open letter to Senator Majority Chuck Schumer on Monday, warning against the strength and transparency and obligation to protect children suffering from abuse and mistreatment, or Stop CM Act. The groups, which include Free Speech Coalition, wrote to Schumer making their public opposition to S 1199 comparatively to the equality controversial Eliminating Abuse and Rampant Neglect to Interactive Technologies, or EARN IT Act. The Stop CSAM Act, the group explains, would lead apps and websites to surveil every single word, image, and videos its users post, to censor First Amendment protected speech, and stop offering services that are critical for enabling secure private conversations. This is the same rule that the UK was pushing. Understand that. These add-ons are the same thing that they want to push here. We've warned you to this situation. Already we are somewhat feeling the situation with basically our advertisers. We're on Rumble and many other social media platforms. Also, our reach of our subscribers, that we can't get our information to them. Stories like this that are being blocked in the UK, basically, and many other places. But let's continue here. The letter also warns that the legislation will lead to a censorship of the First Amendment protected speech, including speech about reproductive health, sexual orientation, gender identity, and personal experiences related to gender, sex, and sexuality. Noting that the platform already regularly removes content that has vague ties to sex or sexuality for fear of liability, the coalition letter cautions that the passage of S 1199 would incentivize apps and websites to exercise a heavier hand at content moderation. The groups specifically questioned language in the Stop CSAM Act crafted to sidestep Section 230 protection and encourage civil lawsuits against platforms for intentionally knowing or recklessly hosting CSAM or facilitating a violation of CSAM laws. That means the court can find an app or website liable for hosting CSAM even if the app or website did not know it was hosting CSAM, the letter notes. In order to avoid such liability, apps and websites are likely to scan all their content on their platforms and remove any content that a state court could find even wrongful is CSAM. And this is the scary part. This is why the ACLU has jumped into this. This is a First Amendment situation here. This is the same thing that is being done in the United Kingdom. This is not to protect children. This is not to protect women. This is not to block porn. This is to remove your First Amendment rights. That's right, folks, to remove your First Amendment rights. If you don't think so, read the law. Read what the ACLU have sent, the letter that they have sent. Because this is what we've been telling you. This is both sides of the aisle. You know how we stop this? In the voters' booth. We get rid of all these people that have been doing this to our constitutional rights. They want to eliminate the Miller's test. They want to move us back to the 1970s. They want to put us back into the point where they want to put us back into the Hays Code again, as far as Hollywood, which we're already pretty much there. The MPAA, I've always said the MPAA needs to go because basically their rating system sucks. It does. There's plenty of videos out there by YouTubers explaining, the issues that we have with the MPAA and the way the rating system goes. There is an easier way to create a basic rating system. And the thing is that they don't want to do it because they just want to block certain things. This is why we're being dumbed down. Understand, there are stories out that there are children who can't do math in Baltimore schools. They've pretty much failed. They're dumbing down our children. So basically, they become more susceptible to what they want to program their brain. This is Equilibrium. This is 1984. This is V for Vendetta. This is all those movies that you've been wanting. Fahrenheit 451. All these movies that you've seen in the past are beginning to become fact. Not science fiction, not fiction, but fact. They're becoming documentaries, as some people are saying these days, because what you're seeing there is what's being pushed upon the general public. So comment below, let me know your thoughts on this, because it is important. It is very important, And for those of you who keep pushing on about certain minority cultures and stuff like that, you have your opinion, but understand there are no colors when it comes to these people who are pushing these First Amendment violations. They want you under their boot, and if they can't, they will eliminate you. We're all in it together. It doesn't matter what color, creed, race we are from. In a way, in this country, we are all Americans in this country. We're all Americans. Born, raised, some of us more proper than others. And this is why we need to get back to the nuclear family. We need to get back to many of the things that happened, that we've done in the past to push this country forward. But who am I to say about this but a madman with the show?
Thanks for watching. Before you go, please comment, like, and share this video. Also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe, as this helps the reach of our channel. Finally, as a content viewer, you have that ability to help support this and many other channels. Especially now more than ever, since the passing of a new law in the United Kingdom that will diminish the reach of many channels and affect our advertisers. If you wish to help grow this channel by financial support, you have two ways. There are two links in the description below. The first will send you to a pay site where you can make a monetary donation. The second will send you to our gear store where you can purchase t-shirt, mugs, and other specialty items. Any additional discounts will be listed on the main page. Once again, thank you for watching and your support.